I actually don't think I do like the game.
I'm married to the game, mate.
Are you a game player?
Mate, I'm married to the game.
Because I try and avoid the game where I can.
Yeah, but there is, I think in any situation, there's always elements of the game, whether you like it or not. There's always little power dynamics and things like that. Like,
Do you think the most pure relationships start without the game?
yeah, I don't know. Like, I've had ones, but I don't know. I feel like if you go for like a higher tier or something, maybe there's a bit of game involved. That's just what I think.
I hate the feeling. Yeah, I don't know. The proving the worth thing.
Because if you give him too much at the start, like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's just the basic human psychology.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's interesting, mate. We've got a podcast to do.
Yeah.
Should we get into it?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 99. The nervous 90s of the 9 to 5 Fitness Podcast. We've got a big episode today. I'm joined with Anabolic Gabe. Gab, how are you? How did you sleep?
I'm very, very excited. But I slept 6 hours sleep, 4 hours of restorative sleep, 7 hours time in bed. We have the best sleep analytics possible for this episode, which we'll get into a little bit later. But, the restorative sleep was still somewhat optimal, but obviously we want to be hitting that 8 hours of actual time of sleep.
So restorative sleep is what you want.
Yeah, so that is a combination of REM sleep and deep sleep. And that is what you want to restore you. But I'm very good and I slept decently. Mate, same question to you.
Yep. Very well. Slept atrociously. I'm running on 5 hours sleep, but 1 hour and 33 minutes of restorative, I think. So, but to be honest, I feel absolutely incredible. Like, I feel unreal. On top of the world. Hormones are peaking. So I'm flying. But yeah, I'll probably crash after the potty.
Do you feel like excited and better mood going into the studio now?
So much better, hey. Like, it makes a real difference, I think. And like, it feels like it's a real event, us coming to the studio. Just like roll in.
We're in the city. We're in the big smoke here. Country kids in the big smoke. It feels like a land full of opportunity around here.
Land full of opportunity. Everyone's hustling. Everyone's grinding, going about their days. You look into every one of the windows of the buildings around us and money's being made. Deals are getting done.
Girls are getting changed.
Girls. Is that a song or?
Nah, it's just,
getting
when you have like
changed.
perfed.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. That's the 3 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. It's a good. Have you seen any girls getting changed?
Loitering.
Peeping Tom.
Yeah, peeping Tom. I reckon probably best not to. I haven't, but yeah.
You're not
if
looking
you
for
had,
it, though.
probably don't say that to anyone.
Don't say it
It's a bit
to
weird,
anyone.
mate.
No, it's good. Yeah, I love coming to the studio. And like, we got proper lighting and like the vibes are good, aren't they?
You can see every pimple on your face, mate.
I know, literally. That's literally the thing. Mate, I hit 100,000 followers.
Bro, we just did the 30K giveaway. This is actually beyond a joke.
I know.
Someone commented on one of my TikToks. This is why Louis has 100K more followers than you. Mate, how bad is that? And, like, he commented that on one of my TikToks though, and I have like 100K more than you on TikTok.
Yeah, I know, literally.
And I was like,
what are you talking about?
So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
There you go.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Now that's enough of that.
Yep.
I want you to shut up about it.
My head will get too big.
Tell us, how's it feel? What's changed?
Well, we spoke about it last time. I had not much has changed, but I'm hitting algorithms, number one, and I'm just like striking while the iron's hot. So uploading the same kind of content in terms of running, different tips, and a very palatable format. So
I think so.
Something we've been trying to do for a long time, and it seems to be pulling off for
As
me.
we said, like, your content's definitely better, but I think it's more or less the same as what you were doing before. You're just like way more confident with it, and it's that human psychology thing, like monkey see, monkey do. When people see everyone's liking and following Louis Phillips and commenting support, they want to get on that bandwagon, don't they?
And that's like why we do it, isn't it? Because I'm getting the messages at the moment, and we'll delve into some of the messages I'm getting in a little bit. But like, a lot of people sending me like screenshots of them doing a 5K or going for a 10K run. Like, they're saying that they're doing that because of me. And it's like, how could I not keep making content regarding that?
So motivating. It's like
so motivating.
That dopamine is really charging you to do it because there's a numerous amount of rewards you're getting. More followers, more views, more likes, potentially making money. And then you have like the actual wholesome ones, like making a difference on people's lives.
Which is why we do it.
So you have this array of benefits. So it's like, if I make this video, this is going to happen. So you're actually so motivated to do it.
That dopamine thing you bring up, like, it's an interesting one. And yeah, it's really positive now. But I wonder what the come down will be like.
Yeah. What's the bigger the high?
Yeah, bigger the
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the higher you jump, the harder you fall. But I think, I'm trying to make content that for longevity and keep it going. But the growth is so rapid at the moment. Like, to be honest, it's about 10,000 followers a day, which is just nuts.
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy.
It's just ridiculous. When you put that into like how many people that is, like it's just cooked.
Incredible. And it is really those reels that absolutely make the account take off, isn't it?
It is, and I'm getting a lot of people. Well, not a lot. The odd comment of like you bought followers, which is so fair.
Do you reckon they're sarcastic or?
Nah, I had a message like on Snapchat today, and it was like it was pretty aggressive.
What did
like,
they say?
It was like you bought followers, essentially just saying I bought followers, and it was like the tone and stuff. Anyway, which is so fair. I would probably say that about someone if they had different analytics to mine. Like my reels get like 300,000 views minimum each at the moment, and like it's all tip based and
just to put that in perspective, 300k on TikTok is very different to 300k on Reels. It's very hard to get those numbers on Reels, and that's just like that's actually engaged. It's not coming up randomly on an FYP. It is, but it's a bit more engaged than that.
Exactly. So, but as you said, like it happened to Alex Mendoza. It had John Hansford, I think it is, who's the basketball guy. He just hit 250k on Instagram today. And I shot him a message, said, mate, that's awesome. I'm glad like you're hitting the algorithms as well, because I'm getting heaps of messages of people saying that I'm buying followers when like I'm seriously not buying followers. And like it's good to see someone else is in the same realm in terms of like hitting the algorithms. So
I wonder if Noel Dazel and Alex Eubank are getting those messages, mate. You just bought followers.
Yeah, exactly.
All 3 million of them.
Literally, it would be expensive.
Yeah.
I wonder what the going rate for buying followers is.
It's just like it's not a good investment.
You can always tell when someone's bought followers as well,
because they're always hiding likes. And
likes are hidden, engagement's cooked.
I've ranted about this on my Snapchat today. I ranted about it in a few podcasts, but your classic, not to be sexist, but female/fashion/model influencer who, this is the template here. You post some sort of aesthetic photo or video on your story and you have this tiny white writing in this like typewriter writing in the left thing. You can't even fucking read the thing.
You can't read it.
Take a screenshot and zoom in to actually read it.
Literally.
They got their likes turned off. They got 30,000 followers. And then you go, they turn their likes off. But what you can actually do to tell if, they got the source or not on social media is you go to their real views. And you say 4,000 real views. So you're telling me you got 30,000 followers, but 4,000 people are watching your reels.
Wow, something's going wrong.
Which you've probably shared on your story.
Yeah.
That is not legitimate, mate.
It just doesn't work like that.
Mate,
get out of it.
You're providing nothing.
Mate, that's what I said because I've replied to comments. To someone like on the Snapchat when people are like, you bought followers. I was like, well, look at my real views. Like you can't purchase real views, but apparently you can now. Someone said you can purchase real views. So maybe they need to step up their plan.
Yeah, well, sus their Snapchat, their YouTube, if they actually have the source or not. You know.
Exactly. It's a good point. Anyway, so it's all good fun. YouTube, how's that going for you?
Yeah, it's good. I'm not quite hitting the heights that you are, but I am very motivated to hit 10,000 subs. I think the YouTube's growing nicely. There's always really good engagement and response on the videos, but I think you just got to keep putting in this effort and you will break through. Like my kind of project at the moment is every Tuesday, 6 p.m. a video goes up. Give that video your all, bit of short form content in there too. Potentially go up to a second YouTube video and just keep grinding until you hit that breakthrough. Because after seeing you, you just kept grinding, kept being consistent, and the breakthrough will come. But for the moment, just enjoy the process. I'm really enjoying producing these videos and giving them the best shot possible. And it's really positive. A lot of the feedback in the comments, can't wait for this channel to blow up, and who knows if it ever will. But for now, I'm going to do this, let's say for a year, invest into editors, invest into production quality, give it my best shot, stay consistent with it. And if nothing happens in a year, 2 years, then at least I can say I gave it my best shot. But I feel like I'm putting good quality content out there.
100%. It's so I'm motivated by seeing what you're putting out there, especially on the YouTube front. I feel like that thing of waiting for it to blow up, you're almost guaranteed it is going to blow up. It's just when it happens is it's so unpredictable, it will hit eventually. You could just keep posting, you just keep going, and eventually it will hit. But it's that hard thing of not knowing when it is.
It's just those compounding little efforts there. And I think every video, it'd be the same with your videos. You get a little bit better, you refine something. Now for my YouTube videos, I'm realizing, 70 characters for a YouTube title is too long because they're too long and they cut off and they go ... Let's keep it to 48 characters maximum. So there's just like little things and constantly asking people who are doing better than you in the industry for tips and whatnot and starting to refine your work.
YouTube is such like a really specific process, isn't it? Like you have to have everything right. The thumbnail, as like the title, the description.
You'd see
so
around
on.
the house how hectic YouTube days for me and Tom were fucking
Ridiculous.
eat our first meal at 6 p.m. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so much going into it. You need your thumbnail, you need your actual video, and before that, there's so much that goes into the video. Your title, then promote it on all your social media, and so there's a lot that goes into it. But I think there's a lot of reward if you get it right.
Sounds like there's a lot of reward, and it sounds like it's that real long-term platform, isn't it?
100%. Yep.
What do you have, like, do you have any ideas for the future videos and stuff that you can release, or?
Yeah, well, I think I just want to be like, which I think I already am on like a local Australian level for like young males, is like the go-to guy for like fitness, motivation, tips, self-improvement. Not to like pump myself up, but I think a lot of kids look at me as like a role model in terms of like the academic side, business, financial, but also having like the physique, and then having like other social aspects too. So I really just want to cement myself there and try to help as many people as possible on a wide scale. And like it actually took one of our employees. He said, "Mate, you got all this stuff going for you, but you're actually like not consistent enough, and you're spreading yourself too thin. Like you're trying to do too many different things. So let's just focus on." So I need to get back to basics, I think.
Yeah, mate, it's so interesting. It's good to be able to have that thought, and good by the employee.
Oh,
to
so
actually
good.
say
He did
that.
like a full breakdown. He like compared which categories of videos I've done compared to like other big people, and like my numbers just weren't anywhere near. And I was like, that's why, like, because I'm not being consistent enough.
Yeah, you're trying to spread yourself so thin. It's really interesting, mate. We've got episode 100 coming up next week. I just wanted to touch on it briefly. We've got a few plans for it, but I'd love to, if you're listening at home, I'd love for you to send Gab or I a message of like what you want to get out of episode 100, because I want to talk about our plan for it, which is like very kind of, it's not set in stone, but essentially we're thinking of going back through a few episodes, like little snippets from them, and talking about our situation at the time, like what we were feeling. So I'm thinking we go into like your breakup episode, we can go into my breakup episode, talk about how we were feeling, and then there's a few episodes in the middle there where we literally didn't talk to each other for a week.
That was fun.
And we'd roll in, switch the mics and cameras on, and do a podcast, and then go our separate ways because we hated each other so much.
I actually don't know how we did that, but I think that's like our mindset. Like, show must go on no matter what.
Exactly. I cannot wait to delve into those. So there's a little bit to look forward to for episode 100. I think we're toying with having a couple of drinks, maybe not. We'll see what our mindset's like then. But I'm very excited for that.
Me too.
Mate, topic 1. That was the intro.
Yeah.
What a podcast.
A lot
we
of
have
intro.
to go.
Yeah.
A lot of intro. Topic 1, making money as an influencer. And I'm going to start this by a question from Sam H. He said, with having way more followers, can you ask brands for a lot more money? And he's followed up with, I'm genuinely interested in this, not trying to be a dickhead, essentially. It's a great question.
It is a really good question.
And yeah, you can to an extent. But I think brands get a little bit scared of rapid growth like this. So it's more of a long-term thing.
Is that what you've experienced in this past few weeks?
No, I got plenty of brands, but just you have to be careful. Like straight away they asked, has he bought followers?
Yeah,
to our
true.
manager and stuff. So
oh, really? There you go.
So luckily we got the analytics to back it up and prove that it's not the case. But that question of making money as an influencer and can you make more with followers? The answer is yes. How have you found the process behind making money with being an influencer? And we'll talk about the good and the bad behind that.
I suppose it's a topic I'm really passionate about, and I like a lot of influencers actually will message me like, how much should I be charging, advice on this, that. I remember I was actually bloody managing Brockfit's contracts for him.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, but I do that for like a lot of, younger or perhaps less experienced in a business sense way influencers, because let's face it, like I come from like that financy background, so I say this is what you're worth, this is what you should be charging. So like, what did we actually want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, heaps on that. You're a real, like, I think pioneer maybe not a pioneer, but at least in our circles, a bit of a pioneer in regards to like knowing your worth. It's so common that brands take advantage of creators, and like we see it all the time. And I think early on we kind of recognize that, hang on, our following is worth a lot.
Oh, mate.
And we're going to make sure that we're paid, remunerated accordingly.
Yep. So I'd say, let's just say, not to down any influencers, but they might not come from the most commercial background. and they might not actually understand what their worth is. So a lot of brands will try to exploit them and be like, let's just send you down free product, and let's get 17 reels and 74 story posts
For a shaker.
for this shaker with a blender, electric blender in it that cost us 13 cents from a sweatshop.
It's offensive.
And someone might go, fuck yeah, that's a
let's do
shaker.
it.
That's fucking crack in, mate.
Let's go.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
But the reality is, these brands can look at two different avenues, right? They can be paying for more formal ad avenues like Google ads, Facebook ads, or they can go to this influencer who's getting 20,000 views on their stories and 2,000 link clicks, which is driving website traffic for 2% of the price.
Yeah.
Which is very lucrative to them. So there's been a lot of influencers, hey, like, let's all band together and like actually tell these brands what we're worth. Like I don't want you to get exploited and a result in both of us making more money and being paid like what we're actually worth.
Exactly. And for the creator, it's a real balancing act between like trying to maintain followers and produce good content and also trying to get the bag, trying to get paid.
Yeah.
Like, how do you reckon, what's the best way to balance that?
What I've learned, and I think we hold a very high degree of trust with our followers, particularly the real ones. I think they'd understand anything we promote, but like with brands that you don't align with, it's just, I don't know like how you feel, but I would genuinely feel like I'm selling my soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's been offers, like big offers in the past, and it's like, fuck, I just couldn't put myself to do that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. We had remember the chewing gum one?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to, hopefully they're not listening, but it was just like such a
there's
hard
heaps
sell.
of different chewing gums out there.
Yeah.
But like there's all sorts, and it's like we tasted it and it's like, this is just
And some of them are
vile.
willing to pay like quite a bit as well.
Yeah. So you gotta weed through that. We work with some great brands, Elite Subs, Tomorrow Skincare, so on, like real support of Manscaped as well, supporters all the way through. And like that's why we promote their product, is because
And they're
we
just
actually like it.
they're just easy to integrate. You don't want something that's going to be really, really difficult to integrate. An upcoming one, we don't want to speak too soon, but it sounds like something is on the way, is these new Whoop bands we've been wearing. We
Hopefully.
potentially have a sponsorship coming up with them, which will be a dream sponsorship. That is just, I'd post it for free, to be honest.
Don't tell
I've
them that.
promoted Sleep Cycle for free
Yeah.
for that bloody long. So now this is just the easy integration. It's beneficial for our followers. We can actually create like a community group on there, which I think will be fantastic. We'll probably get a code as well that'll make it cheaper for them.
Yeah.
So you, essentially, if you're an influencer out there or you're thinking about it, I'd say, like, don't just take any brand. Get the ones that align well with your content, and then actually like charge them what you're worth.
And don't be desperate for it.
Yeah, don't.
Find other ways to make money instead of like capitalizing on your following.
Yeah, then there's like the other argument, like, sometimes if something doesn't go right with a brand deal or whatever, it pisses me off, and I'm like, stuff this, blah, blah, blah. And
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
yeah, you can actually, like, what I found is like, I just want to focus on my own stuff and create products that I believe in. And,
It's building your brand.
it's building, your brand, my brand, everything like that.
Exactly. Yeah. That thing of like we've had things in the past where we're negotiating with brands and stuff, and it is quite a long negotiation, but it gets to the point where it's just so long and it's like taking so much out of your day. Like they want every analytic for every single thing, and like that's a big reason we get managers now, is to like just sort all that out. But the process behind that can be absolutely draining. It's like something we try and avoid now, isn't it?
Yeah. Do we want to talk about any of our bad experiences in the past?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. Well, with the good comes the bad.
Yeah.
And we've had we've had a few bad experiences.
Nothing terrible, but
Nah. Just like brands, especially early days, wanting to go above and beyond for like a story post or for Instagram. What do you want to talk us through?
yeah, I think it was when I had like 1,000, 2,000 followers, and I was like trying to get us, let's do this like gym influencing thing.
Yep.
And people would, I message every single, I message every single supplement brand, and I was like, yeah, can we get a sponsorship? They all left me on red except this one. Shout
Yeah.
out to them. They actually,
Yeah.
maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Because they were desperate for athletes. But I got my first supplement sponsorship. I won't name the brand just out of respect, but far out, it was difficult.
Mate, it was brutal. But like they were requesting a post for, every single thing you did. We like had the joke of, oh, hey mate, saw your grandma's died, and like you uploaded a story about that. You could have probably, feed it in the BCAs in that one. Like
It was like they wanted so much promotion, and it's like, that's not the way that's actually going to make sales. And I remember to just be like them telling me how many sales I made, and it's like, mate, we need you to make this many sales.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
need to send you down the protein thing for next week. And I was like, post more.
Try,
I'm
please,
trying to post.
please buy it.
And that is the worst way to promote a brand, because like when it's forced on social media, no one's actually going to buy it. Whereas if you like integrate it nicely in your content and there's a clear benefit for the consumer there and they actually like your content, like your personality, want to support you, that's the way to do it.
Exactly. And like, you know what I hate is when brands start like trying to control the content you push out. Like, hey, you could have done this differently. Do you mind putting this hashtag across the middle of the screen with like heaps of writing? It's like, you just don't want to make sales, do you? Like, let the shooter shoot. I know what I'm doing in regards to social media. Just let me do it and I'll get you sales.
No one knows my audience better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't stand it. And like when you send a brand, you know, sometimes they get you to send like a draft through and they're like, not happy with it. We need a complete read. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I've already used the product, mate.
Nah,
Like,
it's done.
yeah.
It's done.
I'd
What's
rather
done is
just-
done.
Yeah.
Let me do it. Exactly. Well, mate, with better brands becomes better content, or better deals comes better content. And like, I suppose that would be hard to understand if you were just like a follower. You don't do any kind of content yourself. So like, it's easy to throw out the thing like, oh, they're selling out and so on. But if you want us to keep creating good content, then we actually need the brand deals.
I had a few like messages like that from people being like, oh, don't do this. You're selling out, blah, blah, blah. Well, like potentially like product is something I believe in, believe it aligns well, but like there's a different, like when this amount of money is put in front of you and potentially is life-changing, or you can invest heavily into your business and there's a good way to integrate it. It's like, all right, you be in that position and then you tell me that.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's a saint until they're until that kind of cash is put in front of them.
Yeah, and we're not saying like anything really bad like drug dealing or something like that,
Yeah.
something real shady, but
It's more like the alcohol and gambling sectors.
yeah,
It's like that is a real point of contention, and I get the point of people being like, "Nah, you just can't promote that."
self-righteous. Yeah.
So on. But then when you see the coin that comes with that,
The reason we want to bring this up is because what you don't see behind the scenes is the amount of staff we have to pay for, studios we have to pay for, subscriptions, purchase orders for huge apparel orders. We have to, like, there's, for 24-year-olds, like, we're getting introduced to some pretty damn big expenses. Like, it does get a bit scary. And when we do get these brand deals, they actually allow us to upgrade our content, pay for this stuff, just essentially try to make it. So
exactly.
when you guys see those brand deals, like, yes, we try to integrate them as nicely as possible and believe in the product as much as possible, but they're what, like, yeah, keep the roof over our head.
Exactly. So next time you say we're selling out, just be mindful.
Yeah, and not that there even is that many people saying we're selling out. Like, it's literally 1%, but
Yeah.
we're trying to bloody make it here, mate.
We're out here trying to make it. Now, mate, better deals, obviously, better content, so on. NTF, we need a product plug here.
Oh, yeah. So this integrates nicely. I had a question from someone. So Scott asked how to become an NTF athlete/sponsored. So it's been quite a recent introduction. It's something I've been working on for a while, is recruiting, you know, the up and coming teenagers or up and coming like creators in terms of TikTok, fitness, lifestyle, that kind of thing. Because I feel like there's really no good sponsorships in Australia. So I want to like actually give these kids an opportunity, things like that. So we are constructing a bit of a affiliate line for like our apparel, our programs, everything like that. I think we're building we've built a really strong one so far. So what we are kind of looking for is people that have like their own community. I think is really important, because that's how you're going to be quite powerful for a brand. It doesn't necessarily matter like how many followers you have. It's more that you have like a good relationship with your followers, and we need to be seeing high levels of engagement. So
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to have 100,000 followers to become an affiliate. What about if people do want to become one? Do they message you or message me, or what's the process behind it? You get reached out.
yeah, we don't have an application process yet. I think it's like pretty clear to us who we want. So the people who we do want, we normally reach out to, and the things we're looking for is probably at least 5,000 followers on Instagram and averaging 1,000 likes a post. And we can see if you're faking it or not. Like, it's clear as day. And the same needs to be kind of carrying over to TikTok. So we just need to see you have that little community. So the people we have at the moment, like Piero, Goon, Luke Wolf, Kalani, anyone else I'm forgetting? I think that's it for now. A few more are in the works, but like they've all got these strong communities in different sectors of Australia, and that really helps us. That's That's how the NTF brand is going to grow.
It's a really exciting form of marketing as well. Like, just talking about the kind of back end side to it. Like, if you think about that, you've got this team full of like all these different diverse followers with, different and diverse followings. And like, you can say, all right, guys, we're going to upload we're going to release the Sigma singlet on this date. We'd love for you to upload like this on this time. Like, and that just hits so many different markets. From a brand perspective, that's invaluable.
Yeah. And I also understand that, it might not be the most diverse team of affiliates. Like, we're all white, straight males, one might argue. But, we are trying to bring out a female line as well at some point. Again, it's something we don't want to rush. It's been in the works for 2 years, so there will be a female side of that too. And in regards to the male influencers, like, we're just seeing like who kind of fits that bill. Like, it's not determined on any sort of like look. Like, we actually want people who aren't necessarily like big jacked gym people. We want people with good personalities. So that's what's kind of required. I hope that makes sense. A few of the products that are upcoming. In terms of the apparel, we have lots of drops coming up, and they will be in more of a drop style because the last one sold out. So expect, a drop style will, be quick, because like a lot of people got pissed off that the Sigma singlets got sold out last time. So more of a drop style. I would just recommend to have notifications on both of our Snapchat stories, Instagram stories, and the 9 to 5 Instagram posts, everything like that. And you should be able to secure it if you have notifications on. Cool.
Next up is a bit of a different topic, and I'd say something we're kind of introducing for the first time to the podcast, because we've been talking about it a lot just together and like in the back end, but it is cool to kind of manifest and hopefully bring it to fruition eventually. But the thought and the idea of moving overseas, and I start this by a question from Peter K, who says, ideal travel destination for this year. He essentially said, come to Greece with me and the lads. We won't be coming to Greece, unfortunately, mate, but we would like to travel to Europe at some point, and then also South America, I think would be fun. Hopefully we can fit those in this year. But more importantly, and from a long-term perspective, we are toying with the idea of moving to either Dubai or the UK.
Yep. I think let's manifest it on this podcast, because I feel like it's more likely to happen. But we're only going to be this age with this amount of responsibility, with no kids, no wife, for a few more years. So I think we got to do something.
How fun would that be? And just to talk people through the idea of moving to Dubai or UK. I mean, it's more Dubai is like the main kind of thought of this process. We might do 6 months in either, or a year in both. But like, real fitness scene in Dubai. And like, if we could crack into that scene, we could, keep growing NTF and keep growing our personal brands, and that would be life changing.
Imagine how tan we'd be if we lived in Dubai.
Mate. And just like so fit. Like, there's barely any drinking there, I think.
Mate. I do shisha.
Yeah, right. Well, I won't be able to shisha with all the running.
Yeah, true.
Maybe.
That'd be terrible. Apparently, confirm this. Scientists in the chat,
I've heard
confirm if shisha is worse than cigarettes, because I've heard one sheesh equals 50 cigarettes. But I don't know how
that's an
believable
expensive cigarettes. I think I'd take the 50.
Apparently, Mike Thurston loves the shisha.
Yeah, well, I heard in his podcast.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of our real role models, and
Real
he's over
role
in
model.
Dubai.
And he's 32, so he's got 8 years on us.
8 years. We got to get
So
hustling.
maybe we
though.
got 8 years
It's actually
of
true.
fun.
Of fun.
Yeah. We'll just
the
copy whatever
Thirstinator.
Mike Thurston's doing.
To an extent, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get on YouTube. That's your next step, mate.
That
We
is the
both
next
need
step.
100K on YouTube this year.
But for everyone listening, like, what's our thoughts on Dubai / the UK? Like, I'm seeing us living in Dubai together in some like nice apartment or whatever. It'll probably be in the back blocks because it'll be quite expensive.
On the Gaza Strip.
Throwing a rock over. Incoming. And like the content we could make. Obviously, gyms are beautiful there. Like, I'd be up at 4 a.m. going for a run because it'll be so hot.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll do arm wrestling with Larry Wheels.
You do arm wrestling with the big fella. Like, I'm seeing this. And then in the UK, what are you thinking for the UK?
Yeah, maybe we go when the UK is a little bit warmer, but we'll go to the football matches, wear a bit of Stone Island, mate.
Yeah,
get the
we
badge in,
could really fit in there.
go see the wife, have a pint down at the pub, a Guinness.
Yeah, find a Guinness. I'm looking forward to it. I know it's a good idea, but you heard it here first.
And there's nothing holding us down. I think there's a lot of, most of our listeners would, because it's the same with a lot of our friends or a lot of people around us. They're like, oh, I can't because of this and that. I'm in a relationship.
There's nothing.
Well, fucking break up with him. I don't care, mate. You're 24.
Just make it
You're
happen.
18. Break up with him. You're not going to marry him.
Yeah. But like, especially for us, like, we don't have jobs that are holding us back. we don't have a missus.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind mum, but
Yeah. She can come along if she wants.
she can come along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as she's paying rent.
Yeah. Cough up.
I think she wouldn't like Dubai, to be honest.
Nah,
Yeah.
probably not the vibe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like we can get up and go anytime we want, and like how our content can help that.
All
is-
of our staff can do it. Like when I was in America, we did better. Like it was one of our best months in terms of sales and content, and like all
Literally.
the staff just managed.
yeah,
Because like same with our podcast producers, editors, assistants, everything like that. Dubai has some pretty quick internet, I think.
yeah, we'll hook up to the Ethernet. That's how good we're gonna be.
1 megabyte
Yeah.
per bloody
Be whoop.
millisecond.
Straight up, another
Shit.
YouTube video.
Jesus.
Oh, I need to edit that. Exactly.
Yeah.
So the plan is to get YouTube off the like
Mm.
properly off the ground for both of us. Obviously, you're up and running,
Yeah.
but 100,000 subscribers
It'd be good.
would be nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, like programs and stuff, absolutely flying.
Got to get, I reckon long term for us, like have not put anything into place, but probably move over to like an app or
Yeah,
something like
and like
that.
kind of subscription based service, like get that up and running. You know, we've got a year to do that. Like we
Yeah.
can make that work. But this is the new goal for us, ladies and gentlemen. This is the new thing. So yeah, like I'd love to hear people's thoughts on that and like taking people along for the ride with us.
Mate, let's just take this to the next level, honestly. We need, we got to get our bread up. We got to get socials up. And I think we're on the right trajectory. We got the right energy around us. I think in the past year, how much we've grown, and how much in the next few years can we just compound.
Come on. And the other thing is with those followers and with that growth is like network, you know. So people over in Dubai, people over in the UK
Yeah.
who'd like to catch up with us, like meeting new content
Yeah.
creators, so on. Any lovely
I think
women.
even HS Tiki Toki's over there.
Yeah. That's right
Yeah.
down your alley.
Not really, but this is. I feel like everyone's in Dubai.
Yeah. It's
like
the
they're
new
all like,
spot.
fuck England, mate. Fuck,
Yeah.
it's a shithole, mate.
You get stabbed apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do England first and then move to Dubai like the rest of it.
Toughen us up.
Yeah. Get a bit tough. Mate, we've got a product plug.
We do.
The boys over at Manscaped, we absolutely love them. We have had Manscaped alongside the podcast for a very long time now. They're just the best sponsor ever, and they make the best products ever.
Never ask any questions. They're like, yep.
Roll in, rock up, plug and play, and we'll see you on the next episode. Exactly.
We'll give you a new deal.
Exactly right. So, you know, you guys know how good the products are at Manscaped, and we've spoken about it plenty of times, and I use like a Manscaped product every single
If
day.
I wasn't sponsored by them, I'd still be buying
Yeah.
them. So it just works really well, and I think it ties into every man's lifestyle. I got a few screenshots from people saying, "Oh, like saved heaps off it." Some bloke saved $50 off his order with our code, which is
Yeah.
unreal. So, like, there's a bunch of stuff you can get on there. Go to manscaped.com and load up that order and use code NTF for free shipping and 20% off.
It's pretty good. Next up, we got Tomorrow Skincare.
The boys.
The boys over at Tomorrow Skincare, they hook us up every now and then, and they're very good to us. You guys know all about Tomorrow Skincare. You know that we really like them. I'm using their foam cleanser a lot, especially with my running. I noticed my skin got a little bit average with all the running I was doing and sweating. So just leaving the foam cleanser on for a little bit longer
Yep.
and doing the 4-step process.
Yep, I have my cold shower in the morning. Cold shower, I still put the cleanser on. Then my hot shower. Later in the day, after I've trained, I will use the cleanser again and just keeps the skin in check.
It's fantastic. So
Mm.
you put the cleanser on in the cold shower.
Yeah.
That's buddy. I'm just going to grab it and bring it over.
Yeah, go for it.
So you use this stuff in the cold shower.
Yep.
You sit there while it's freezing.
No, I don't sit there. I move around because I'm not a pussy.
Yeah. Well, I'd say it'd be harder to just sit there.
No, because if you sit there, you're getting comfortable, right? So it's like you just have cold water beaming down onto your rhomboids. Whereas if you move around to the
Rhomboids.
left shoulder, right deltoid,
Oh,
you know, you can't get comfortable. You see, you got to constantly get out of the comfort zone because
excruciating.
nothing good is ever bred in the comfort zone.
Mate, that sounds horrible. I feel sorry for you. But yeah, so if you want to pick any of this up from Tomorrow Skincare, use code NTF, you get 20% off.
Fantastic. I might do that.
I think you should do that, mate. Mailbag. Do you have any good questions there? Can you check while I put this away?
Putting me on the spot, mate.
Absolutely thrown you under.
Oh, yeah. I have one from, what's his name? Corey McInnes. When you guys releasing some wellness diaries or stuff like that, I know I've seen you using them, Gab. I reckon they could have positive impact on people's mental health. Well, here at 9 to 5, we don't care about mental health. We
Nah.
just care about money.
Money.
And the margins on diaries aren't good enough, so we won't. No.
Yeah. Capitalize on mental health.
Yeah. We obviously, mental health is a huge theme, particularly male mental health is a huge theme of our podcast, something we like to promote, good male mental health. Something I've been working on is that tracker. It's been in the work for months, and I think it is almost ready to be
It's
released.
almost here. Yeah.
and that is essentially like a virtual diary, and it'll have as many kind of days as you want. It'll be a week structure, and you can copy and paste that. You could use it until you die if you want. So it'll probably be the best value thing you ever get because you don't have to keep buying a new diary. And I think it's essentially called the NTF Accountability Tracker. So it has so many different variables in there. If you're part of Snapchat gang, you'll know what I'm talking about. But that is essentially what we're leading towards. Perhaps in the future we will do some physical diaries. But I think this is the best option for the time being.
Fantastic. Well spoken, mate. Isaac asks, natty or not? And we can both answer this, Gab. I'm personally natural.
Yes, natural.
Yes. Blink.
No, I am.
No, we actually are natural. We can guarantee. I would never do steroids personally. I would never not be natty. I saw someone comment on the last TikTok, if they do teeth whitening strips, then they're not natty.
That's a good one.
It's a good point. 'Cause technically, we're not
the
natural.
Teeth whitening strips, I did want to mention that because the video did get a lot of views, and I think it could make a really good short.
Yeah.
To get a few more. This is purely for the reels, right? I have been on the teeth whitening strips for 20 days now, mate. How are my teeth looking?
Your teeth are looking very white, Gab, I must say. Do you use the Oral-B ones?
I moved to a different brand now. We are not sponsored by any of these brands. It'd be fantastic if one of you could actually sponsor us.
Because we're getting you sales.
I had the Oral-B ones before, and then I just bought. They didn't have the Oral-B at the supermarket. They had the High Smile ones, and I put those on, and they have a lot more gunk on them. So, and they only take 30 minutes instead of
the gunk is what you want.
Yep. So Oral-B takes 60 minutes in the morning, and it doesn't have much gunk on it, but maybe they're effective. Whereas the High Smile ones, you have to put them on for 30 minutes, and mate, it feels like I've had a glue stick on my teeth after I've used them. But maybe that's like what actually makes them really white. So I don't know. I think my teeth are looking a whole lot whiter. I think someone commented on the TikTok. It's true. They do work. I was just playing Xbox and putting them in, and I look like Simon Cowell.
I saw that.
How funny was that?
That's gold.
So if you want whiter teeth and you see influencers with white teeth,
and they're saying they just brush their teeth,
they're lying through their white gleaming teeth, mate. They're using whitening strips, or they're going to a dentist and getting an expensive
more comments
setup.
on the whitening teeth that I saw was you're going to ruin your enamel, which is true if you overuse them. I think if you use them from on the recommended amount, then you're not going to ruin your enamel. I've actually spoken to dentists about this, and they're like, oh, no, they're fine, but just don't do them too often.
I interviewed 10. 9 of them said yes, 1 of them said no.
Oh, what's that one reckon?
9 out of 10 dentists
9 out of 10.
Mate. There you go.
That's the toothpaste, baby.
On that natural segment, have you seen these guys, the Trend Twins?
No, I haven't. I've heard a lot of people bring them up.
My FYP is filled with them. So there was this new Zoo Culture opening, and the Trend Twins are with Alex Eubank rolled up in his Urus, looked very, very cool. And they're I think they're both 21, and mate, they're built like...
Well, they're clearly on gear then.
But apparently they're not. I don't know. Can someone please confirm if the Trend Twins are actually on trend? Because you know how everyone, it's almost just a joking thing. This, hardcore steroid is like, yeah, just trend.
Just trend.
Yeah, just do trend.
Do trend.
There'll be some irreversible life expectancy downgrades on your life. But
worth it, King.
But yeah, just trend to the Johnson tip. I want to know, they are looking absolutely huge. I think they're a little bit shorter, so but anyway, very strong, very jacked. Are the Trend Twins actually on trend?
Very interesting, mate. Well, just to answer your question, Isaac, we're both natural, and I reckon if we did gear, we'd tell people, but I have absolutely zero. I will not do gear.
I want to know what I look like on gear.
Well, you'd actually...
My boy Alex Mendoza kept going to me, I wonder.
I wonder.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Why wonder?
I got why wonder?
Yeah, why wonder? It's like, why wonder? You can do it.
Well, it's a good point. I got a question here from Charlie Ma. How did you and Gab stay friends after you guys went to different schools?
We didn't really.
We didn't. We kind of lost contact.
I think
those were peaceful days.
Yeah, jeez. Not for me, mate. I had literally, after I left our school, I didn't have any friends in my new school. I just locked myself in the study room and studied and played soccer.
Grinded away.
Yeah.
Do you regret that?
Nah. I think it was almost like solitary confinement for 3 years. Went to Tibet, mate, and grinded.
You literally did, hey?
Yeah.
Hardest obstacle you guys faced when getting your brand up and going?
Plenty.
Yeah, so
which
many.
We can chat about in next episode in depth. But
what do you reckon's number one? Like, what's the hardest thing, or a bit of a niche one?
Like we'd always come out the other. Like obviously there was a bad one which took ages to kind of resolve.
But like when starting up the brand, like
Oh,
I
when
think
starting
earlier
up.
than that.
Fucking making a sale, mate.
Just-
To be honest,
Just trying to get it off the ground. Everything was a battle.
everything.
And we just kept battling.
Honestly, it's so. If
That's
you
the ticket.
haven't established yourself, it's so hard to
Mate,
like.
the thought of going through that again is just
Fuck.
like painful.
Oh, I don't know
But
how
you
we
should
did it.
do it. If
Yeah.
you're driven, you'll manage.
Yeah,
Do
you're
you have
gonna
any
die
more
one day.
questions?
So do you want to? Yeah,
Yeah.
not have a go. I reckon you should have a go.
Yeah, just do it. Do you have any more? Someone said here, what's the sleeping mask Gab wears? He's had it for ages. Looks mint. Good work on 100k, Lewis. Thanks, Will.
Well,
Appreciate
you
it.
actually inspire me on this one because you're the one who got it first,
I got the first
and I
sleeping
just
mask.
said it louder.
You did. You literally said it louder.
And they should sponsor us.
I'll
But
let
it is
you have
called
it.
the Manta Sleep Mask.
Good memory.
It says it on the fucking thing, mate. and I use it
who,
every night.
who reads it? You use it every night?
No, I actually only use it for naps when it's like light outside.
I use it every night,
Really?
but it always comes off.
Yeah. That
Ends up in the bath, in the kitchen,
Tell us about your 3 hours sleep, mate. You idiot.
thrashing and turning.
Oh god. It is called the Manta Sleep Mask. It's like this blackout sleep mask. It is incredible. They should be sponsoring us. You will have some of the hardest sleeps. You know what I've heard is really good?
Mm.
A heavyweight blanket.
Oh, I've heard this. Good for anxiety.
Yeah.
Mate, I can lie on you if you want.
You know it's nice having a good cuddle buddy in bed.
I love
have you had
cuddling.
some cuddle buddies lately?
Yeah, it was nice.
This is the reward for listening to the whole episode. You get the juicy stuff. I've had a few cuddle buddies lately.
You've been doing a lot of cuddling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love a cuddle.
Oh, mate. Sex or cuddles?
Cuddles.
Yeah. Depends what kind of mood I'm in.
Like where you just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a good squeeze.
You know how I've got like quite large
Yeah,
breasts?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm often told like it's a nice pillow.
Yeah.
And then the deltoids there.
Ugh.
It's quite good.
I'm built to be cuddled.
I'm literally professional cuddler.
I like rolling over and then they cuddle you.
Are you an
Little
advocate for the-
spoon. Little spoon.
You
Yeah.
little beta bitch.
No, I do. I often, I'd say 90% of the time I'm big spoon, but man, that 10% when they hit me with that little spoon.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't feel
What,
like I
you don't
feel
indulge
anything.
in the little-
Mate, it's like, what do you actually? Oh, you know what? It's like, you know, if I'm sleeping with him, right, and I'm
With
like,
him?
right, with him, yeah, yeah. Go on, come on. What are you judging for,
What
mate?
are you judging?
You
I'm
know,
not.
because I need to
very
sleep
sick.
sometimes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you've had an argument with your missus, and you fuck off to the other side of the bed,
And then they come,
and they come off, and then you're the little. It actually can be
so
quite nice.
cute.
So in that way, I would say it's
Toxic
alright.
King.
I love the game.
Oh, I love cuddling. It's actually my favorite.
Yeah.
I think we've been a little bit
But unless you're
deprived of
getting
it.
blue balled.
Yeah,
If you're getting blue balled, cuddling sucks. But also, just don't use blue balling as an excuse. You always ask for consent, guys. That's the number one thing. If you don't have consent, then it's not on, mate.
I think that's actually a thing that I've noticed recently is like guys not taking ownership for being able to control their hormones. Like, grow up.
Yeah, no, you never ever. Yeah.
Grow up. And not even just like from a perspective of seeing, anyway, whatever. I don't want to get too into it. But, mate, cuddling for me is, and you know, I was thinking we might have been a bit deprived of it, you know, a touch.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just really like cuddling.
Beaten as a child.
Yeah. Well,
Parents gave us no love.
no, I'd say deprived in the last 6 months. Like, have you cracked on as much as you used to?
I have spurts.
You do have spurts.
Spurts,
You're
yeah.
a spurter.
Sometimes I'll be on a fucking rampage. Others I won't even like looking to make eye contact with the opposite
You're
sex.
quite volatile.
Yeah, well, it's like the Zimbabwe economy. Actually, that's probably mostly down. You get what I'm
So
saying?
he's like the Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Funny. Haha.
Haha. Gab doesn't get anything.
Yep.
Anyone. All right. If we haven't cancelled ourselves, then great work. But I think we have. So thanks for listening to the last episode of the 9 to 5 Fitness Podcast. We might see you at episode 100.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.